Welcome back to Filmography Fridays. I am the JJ.
And I am. Why the fuck did I waste time on this movie?
Honestly, I completely agree with you. This is Resident Evil Afterlife 2010. Convenient that it's called Afterlife since I want to kill myself. This movie starts with a 3.5-minute, basically still shot on an Asian zombie girl. I mean, it does move, but I mean, it's so minimal.
Oh my fucking god, it's so slow.
She's just
Get to
sitting
the
there.
fucking point.
You know she's, like, the only one not moving the crowd, so you clearly know she's infected.
And what's more fucked up is the fact that it takes 3 fucking minutes for her to fight someone?
3.5 minutes.
Like, from what I've seen from other zombies in the movie, people have turned into zombies where, you know, at least they hit the ground before they turn into a zombie and bit somebody.
So, dumb logic and a boring shot. Biohazard terminated.
I half like that because I'm just like, okay, on one end, it's like, it's a biohazard. But to a Japanese audience that might be watching this, that's the name drop.
Yeah. In case you can't tell, we actually have the Biohazard candy wrapper. So yeah, also convenient that our prop for this one is garbage. The sniper scene has so many errors in it as a whole. Let's get into that.
The first, like, 5 seconds of the shot, you just notice how much.
Here's the thing. She well walks past the car, the window that we're talking about. She's well past it. This is the window. She's here. She gets taken out with we don't see a bullet or anything, but she falls. The window shatters. So trajectory-wise, the guy would have to be that way. We then get a shot of him confirming the kill that shows he is directly in front of her, meaning there is no way, unless he ricochets that bullet off of something that we do not see, that he should be able to get this shot. Does not make sense.
It's also
first thing wrong.
It's also high above, so that ricochet would have to be the most meticulous ricochet I've ever seen.
First thing wrong, and that's one of the major things. Second one, there's no visible damage to the zombie at all.
No visible damage to the zombie, and the way she's fucking laying down is that of someone who's going to sleep.
That was the next thing I wanted to mention.
It's not someone who...
Alice sneaks into this whole Japanese facility of Umbrella and
Which
throws...
is just in Japan, because reasons.
And throws shurikens at these Asian guards. You're doing this on purpose!
Okay. She comes in, she has like a fucking, like katana.
2.
Just like a fucking 2 katana and a fucking shuriken. Okay, not in a single Resident Evil game, at least in my experience, has that ever been a fucking option for weapons. 2, is it because we're in fucking Japan?
She throws, and there's like 18 guards there. She throws 3 fucking shuriken.
4 go down.
Even more stupid, which, yeah, that's... you don't know math. Fine. The other ones there, surrounding, the other ones there, they're just standing there.
Oh, no, and before any of this happens, when she drops from like the
I'm willing to
ceiling,
believe that. I am. It's stupid, but I'm
before
willing
the scene sets up, I have to touch upon this. She drops from the ceiling.
willing to believe this.
Nobody hears anything, and she doesn't make a goddamn thud.
Now
She dropped from the fucking ceiling.
That is dumb, but I'm willing to suspension of disbelief.
There's no reaction from any of them. Fine, we're keeping up with the silence. Then the fucking one guy turns around.
For no reason. And then she also fucking starts doing the breaking physics flipping with... It's very clear she's on wires. That's what I'm trying to get across here. She fucking comes in, jumps up in the air, stops in midair.
Oh my god.
Shifts her weight to this while decapitating 2 people, and then again rotates on very clearly wires.
All in one spatial area.
Like, it looked like a fun ride rather than her doing something
I would have been
dangerous.
able to tolerate that if she was, like, actually, like Akira level psychic, but she's really not.
So, and this is a positive, I'm going to say. There are very few of those in this review. She breaks physics by, once again, just doing whatever she wants as far as, like, ignoring gravity, running on things, whatever. Fine. She starts running on this wall. And it doesn't even focus on it, but you just see, like in the shot, that a bullet that is trying to hit her just barely misses her and breaks her sword. And I like that. That's good. More movies should do stuff like that to show how they narrowly are escaping these rather than just being superheroes. Yeah, and then right after that, or right before it, I don't entirely remember, but two of the other guys literally just walk openly into her fucking...
Yeah, they're literally just like, "Gonna get you, do."
And then literally continues to walk as she pierces them. And then she twists them for no fucking reason, just for the sake of...
Cool shots!
She finally uses her ability, is in a shockwave format, almost like an earthquake from Pokemon.
Yeah.
To which trained guards respond with... Again.
They're just sitting there.
You can shoot her before you get concussed.
They see it, but they're not shooting.
Do something.
And there's no argument for that when you got a trained force that was supposed to take her down.
And now, and this is something we all should just personally agree on, let's all make a blood oath right now, to basically agree that this, what I'm about to say, is where the movie legitimately ends, and all the rest is a nightmare.
Oh no, we're going to be saying this a lot.
Hunk
shoots her through the chest 3 times from the back.
And it's not necessarily Hunk. It's not necessarily Hunk. But I like to think it's Hunk.
Yeah.
Hunk saves the day again. The Alice Brigade then enters and fails at naturally blending the 3 different shots. Because you have regular Alice here, you have another Alice here, you have another Alice here. The worst part of this is the lighting on their faces are very clearly different, so they shot them in different areas before they green screened them and threw them on in editing. They couldn't even blend the fucking colors or lighting together. Terrible! Terrible! In the chaos, the 2 Alices jump through bad CGI glass.
When you have
once again
shitty-looking CGI, you do not slow down the shot.
Again, akin to the pear scene, where it's literally, it doesn't feel like there's any actual force in it happening. It doesn't feel like you're biting. It's just clay that melts in your mouth. Same thing with this. It doesn't feel like you're breaking through glass. It's just you're walking through this weird thing that just kind of is meant to... You know what I'm getting at? Just kind of...
It just sort of sprinkles apart, and it's like, that's not how that would... That looks so bad. They're like falling at terminal fucking velocity.
Alice lands with no physics after falling at terminal velocity. Exactly what I
both, and by the way, they're both falling so fast that the hooks they had to like not die would have been irrelevant. And second, she unhooked hers anyway, still falling at that speed.
At least like break some of the ground and stuff. Like I get it if you're not gonna
maybe use her psychic ability to stop her
but
momentum,
then show the actual ground. That's the thing. Show the actual ground breaking under that. Alice gets behind Wesker in the weirdest... I need to show this one. Face the camera. It's like the magnetic weird way she leans in on him and puts the gun to his head.
And in the time frame that this happens...
I don't know how I didn't pull the trigger.
Exactly.
You're being recalled. His lines are so try-hard.
The only thing I like about Wesker in this movie is how ham-handed the actor's delivering it.
Yeah, he's doing it in a campy way, which is kind of fun, but it has to be mentioned that that's not fucking Albert Wesker. He's not
at least have some
character.
good lines. Like, that recall line, you said it yourself. It would have been better.
It's the closest thing, yeah.
It would have been better because of all the clones if he had said, your line is being recalled.
You have that one scene of him hitting her in the neck, and that basically rewrites all the problems we have with the previous movies of the superpowers and the clones, which... It just makes this so convoluted, so... You can literally Deus Ex Machina at any moment with those fucking things in your script, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's here, she's in a problem? Oh, okay, she dies, a clone. Oh, she needs to get out of the situation where she has no ammo or no guns? Oh, psychic ability. Cop-outs. They're all cop-outs, so he gets rid of them in the first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie, which I have to say is a positive, but it takes 15 to 20 minutes to do, which is also a negative. So even the positives in this movie have negatives tied to them. Although the actual, like, action of him beating her down with the... Except for that end kick, all of that was pretty good. Except for the end kick, which is just a little too cartoony with the warping. Okay, that frozen shot before the explosion with Alice and Wesker on the plane. It's a nice shot.
Yeah, it was a nice shot, but both of our characters are dead here. She's human now.
Once again, it's not said, but it's directly written in the script, which is still a major negative that it's not said in the movie. But it is written in the script that it's fighting off antibodies and...
But again, like...
Say it! Just say it! That would have fixed that problem! Just say it!
They apparently work so fast from that injection that she already is missing her bullshit.
We got a scene of Alice vlogging on the beach, which was a very nice shot.
Yeah, there's some nice shots here.
With actually some well-done exposition. This is a good...
Out of place song choice when she discovers the chopper, though.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been just handled by putting it a little later.
But yeah, putting it when you see the chopper instead of, her walking
leading up.
And suddenly...
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's actually the scene I'm talking about with her vlogging on the beach, almost like a silhouette shot where the sun is so intense that you don't really see any of the features, just this the blackness of her and her equipment and stuff. I really like the shot. It's really well done. It's not just a fucking pointless shot like he normally does. It actually has an uncertainty to it, an actual meaning. Almost has a rebirth feeling too, because they just cleansed the series of stupidity. Stand-in for Ali Larder attacks Alice, and then after being thrown to the ground, turns into Ali Larder.
Like it was
Clearly a stunt double.
Oh my god. Look over there.
That's pretty accurate. That scares me. This woman is our lead. Why? So Alice's plan with Ali Larder in the back, with Claire in the back, is to suicidally try and land the plane on this roof, which she would have died had not those other people saved her ass. Her plan fails. She fails, she almost kills them. They get saved by the guy who plays the ex-basketball player, the bald guy.
Luther, that
was his name. And he just basically does the most inhuman fucking... He's got the T-virus. This motherfucker's infected.
Okay.
Look at the way he jumps.
It's one thing for NBA players with strong-ass legs to like, jump really high. It's another thing when you're jumping, like, 20 feet in the fucking air.
It's also another thing when you stop it, slow-mo it, and you're like, yo, look how intense this is.
Yeah.
You're making it seem like more than it is.
He grabs onto the plane tail, and somehow his mediocre level of weight stops, like, a 3-ton vehicle from sinking off the edge.
You know what its answer to the movie I just forgot? Star power, bitches! But yeah, they basically have him slow-mo Hulk jump to stop the plane and balance it out. And you basically need the Hulk to actually do that. But anyway, moving on. They pull her up. We find out, both the audience and Alice, that Arcadia is a ship. Not a place. Yeah. And Claire remembers this when when Alice comes up to her and goes, hey, it's a ship. I remember for no reason whatsoever, just for the sake of convenience in the plot.
Yeah, they were coming to get us.
So what's the point of the
standing charge? It was so rushed.
She just remembers little bits and pieces.
So rushed.
So dumb. Actually, you know what? The point of that was probably just for the sake of Chris later, so she wouldn't know Chris and Chris could play the villain. This is a setup for one of the worst things in this movie. We see a zombie digging through concrete, underground.
First time I watched this movie, I missed that.
It's a bad shot, as well as continually... It just pans down.
And it wasn't even that it was the concrete itself, it was literally just the
like
dirt,
sediment and stuff.
Sediment and gravel.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't even lead to what they're able to do later.
When Alice is getting food with this new group, they show their routine well. That's another positive I want to put. They show... It actually feels like they've been here doing this routine, like in a routine fashion, for a while. So we find out Chris is being held in a prison cell downstairs, in like this fucking maximum security prison cell.
And he's just literally coming off as sinister villain, even though that is not his character.
Just for the sake of the narrative. Just so we can have that, oh, is he actually bad, for people who don't know Chris Redfield. When asked how Chris knows about the plane, because that happens, he flat out goes, oh, the plane you came in. How did you know about the plane when you're here?
He's not the only one who hears things.
I've heard things. Bullshit! That's the worst non-answer. You are full of non-answers in this movie. As we mentioned before, the scene intentionally makes Chris look evil to suit the narrative. We all know he's... Well, not all of us. Most of us know he's not. This is pointless. Moving on.
Yeah.
The hobby. Another pointless thing. It's thrown in lazily for a later scene. We should have seen this in earlier movies if this is your hobby.
What's with all the coins?
It's my hobby.
It's my hobby.
We should have seen it in the fucking...
Other movies.
Stupid. And it's only so that she can have ammo later on.
Yeah.
And for some 3D effects, which, by the way, are all forced in this movie. Another piece of shit setup shot. Oh my god, there's so many bad setups in this. The executioner just comes in pointlessly. Just starts fucking...
And it's like...
and they focus on him. You see him carrying this axe. You could assume...
What year did this movie come out again?
2010.
2 years after Resident Evil 5. Which means they literally probably worked on this movie for roughly 2 years and saw, oh hey, let's take all this shit from 5.
But this is the thing that bothers me. As an audience who doesn't know about Resident Evil, this guy's cognitive enough to carry hammers and have weaponry on him, and he's moving like, not like the other people. He's not a zombie.
Yeah, because in
but
Resident
then he
Evil
turns
5,
out to be a very simple zombie-like creature, which is flying in the face of his character in 5, right?
Yeah, it's because in Resident Evil 5, executioners are literally... All the enemies in them are villagers possessed by parasites. They're not zombies. They don't bite you and infect you.
We're just calling them zombies.
They're infected by plant bug monsters.
In this case, it's the Magini.
None of it made sense.
And it's also wasted, because you could have made him interesting or something fun. But no, he just stands there in the crowd, tapping, and I mean tapping. I don't mean hitting.
Also, he's a fucking giant.
Tapping the fucking gate. Yeah, I know, just tapping the gate. Yeah, exactly. Tapping the gate with his hammer. Okay? He's just a zombie with a hammer.
Yeah, and it's just sort of tapping it. They're shooting him. Still just tapping it. But the whole time he's tapping it, it's just like, there's not enough momentum going here to shake that gate loose. He's not hitting it that hard.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just realized now that's probably because the prop would have broken. I just thought of that. Luther walks around / leads the group with a lit torch in broad daylight. Way to be wasting our torches, our fucking whatever we used to kerosene
he
on
just
that.
has a torch to have a torch at this point.
Like, it's light out, I see it through the windows, it's very clear, we can see very clearly, there's
He's
no
literally
problem.
just got a torch the whole fucking time.
Speaking of Magini, we mentioned it before, we see the Magini zombies in this. We see a pointless peeping scene with Mia about to take her shower, with that weird guy watching the cells, which literally is just for the sake of him dying. Oh my god, it's so
just for
bad.
him to die like a piece of shit. No, and she's about to shoot
also
him,
a lead into a cheap, and also a lead into a cheap reference, which is the Magini.
Yeah, but my problem with this scene is the Magini just sort of show up with no noise. They're all just suddenly in the room.
Where were they hiding?
Where were they hiding? Where are they coming in from? Because we didn't hear nothing. There's one behind
I think
her.
we saw I believe at this point we already saw them breaking in, but we don't know where they were.
Yeah.
Also, how did we not notice a hole in the ground?
Yeah.
Chris gets let out of his cell.
Yeah, and he's still acting like a sinister piece of shit.
Yeah, even down to the thing later that I will
Up until
hold on.
his sister.
No, yeah, well, even then he's still shady as shit.
Claire?
Chris gets let out finally because they decided to abandon the whole. Oh, is he evil? We're just gonna have to trust him. You should have just done this in the first place. You would have had one less death. Terrible forced comedy with the whole. He gets out, looks at the SOA guy, the guy from Sons of Anarchy, and just literally goes, "Boo." Doesn't do that. Doesn't move towards it. Just literally. Boo. Ah! And it wasn't funny, it was really bad. He jumps, oh my god, why would you jump at just the word boo? That SOA guy kind of redeems it because right after we get very touching family reunion, but can we get moving before we're all eaten the fuck alive?
Eating the fuck alive.
Great line delivery, great line, I actually like it. The Sons of Anarchy guy shoots the mechanic for no reason.
I call him Steve because this movie's Dawn of the Dead.
It really is! Replace them all with Prison. It's Dawn of the Dead, the remake. But, SOA guy shoots the mechanic for no reason, just to be like a twist bad guy. Like, I really don't get it. You could argue it was just an angry thing, where it's literally, okay, how long? A week.
Yeah.
We don't have a week. Shoot him. Well, now you have no time.
When he shoots the discount Tom Hardy.
The mechanic, yeah, that's spot on. Alice, post-powers, waits for them to get into the elevator, then bombs it, killing them, essentially.
Yeah,
she does it, which is dumb.
That would have blown in the roof of the elevator. They're all fucking dead.
Alice diehards in this movie.
Literally fucking diehards.
You know the diehard scene where he comes down through the building. That. She diehards. Then blows up where her tether was. So she tethers to the roof, she places the bomb, she jumps down, and then the roof blows up.
It apparently didn't blow it up.
Your tether isn't
It's blown up,
safe
like
anymore.
everything else. You blew up the entire fucking roof.
So the Asian kid died who's been kissing up to Sons of Anarchy guy. Notice that I don't know half of their names because this movie's terrible. And I'm good with names
I know
usually.
Luther. That's it.
I barely knew Luther. You're right. When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, the billboard.
Yeah.
After the Asian kid dies, which is one of the worst looking deaths in this, by the executioner axe going literally like literally it goes through like hot.
Him.
Yeah, it goes through like fucking a hot knife through butter.
Yeah. Instead of, it being big enough to actually just crush him while it cut.
But the executioner makes his way into the showers, and you get a really, really forced and horrible action scene between Ali Larder, Alice, and this fucking thing. And we're gonna break this down
Ali
in great
Larder
detail.
was literally doing all the friggin' Claire was doing all the Alice bullshit.
Yeah, Alice kicks the executioner away that makes it look like she still has her powers. So once again, you probably should have fucking put in that her antibody. Just write it. Just tell us. So Alice should have died from the axe because she gets bitch smacked by it. And even with her antibodies on that one, I'm still calling bullshit on that.
That snapped your spine, that broke your ribs, probably crushed your kidney.
And bullets apparently have effect on him now because that happens out of nowhere. We've been shooting him this entire time. No movement.
Shot him in the head with multiple gunshots.
No movement, no recoil on him.
Shoot him up from under in the chest area of the shotgun, and he just goes down. And then he gets back up, and then what do we do? Oh yeah, blow his head off from like 30 feet with a shotgun using coins.
What's funny is playing Devil's Advocate. What's funny is playing Devil's Advocate. The first few shots didn't do anything because his health bar. You could argue maybe this is a reference, but then he gets shot, goes down, and gets back up. That makes no sense. That ruins the reference argument. She's sliding towards him, she's dead. She's under him, she should be dead. Those are 2 times he could have killed her. Fine. Fucking makes it back. Luck was going to do it, because as she shoots him, you see from the horizontal shot, the hammer is, with its weight specifically too, should be falling back and landing on her as she's going through the legs.
That specifically would have killed her.
But no, because when the camera cuts, oh no, that didn't happen, we lied.
Yeah, now it's on the
It's in front of him, and then he falls. Continuity, garbage. Fucking logic, garbage. All of it, out the window.
Not to mention she was doing Alice's stunt bullshit.
I kind of like that, though, because that's Claire actually being competent and not being a fucking...
There's a difference between competence and shit that Claire Redfield herself in the games has never done.
Oh, you're saying the stuff like the... Yeah, like the backflip off the wall, the backflip off the wall, which is pointless, and you're also dead there. Don't know why I didn't write that. For some reason,
From all the water.
Not just that, yeah, you slip on the water, but also, I mean, you're in the air. That's the most vulnerable position you could be in. You do not have control. Wesker and Sons of Anarchy sit in a dark room on the Arcadia just for the sake of a reveal.
Behind the rusty door on the ship, which clearly has Umbrella's logo on it.
It's kind of funny to actually think about what's happening in that room in the dark. So, what are we doing in here? Shut up.
Oh, everything's gotta be dark in the
Shut up,
rooms.
Chris. Yeah. Shut up. Yeah. Why is he Krang in my mind? He's funny. Because of the whiny Chris. Because the whiny Chris. But if Wesker eats Alice, he gains control. What? Why? What?
Your body converts things into energy, not into DNA.
We're in the final fight. The knives, the dogs, Wesker in speed, in motion, all of the CGI in this are some of the worst in the movie. It's really bad.
And the entire Wesker fight is literally ripping off scenes from 5.
Yep, like legitimately ripping
like
off.
they're pretty much 1-1 scenes.
And you need to make up your mind. Because at first you're a movie that ignored the source material, and now you're a movie that is ripping off 1-1 parts of the source material.
Like if Psycho was a video game, this was the Vince Vaughn remake that copied literally everything 1-1.
Yeah.
It's literally scene for scene, just instead of Sheva, you have Claire in her place.
No, yeah.
And then the beat down on them, like everything about this was every single action scene of Wesker in 5.
The glasses.
Yeah, the glasses specifically to start it.
Okay, I don't get how they pull this off. They beat Wesker, he escapes, and they knew he was going to escape in that exact copter, so they blow up his copter by putting the purge bomb.
They put the bomb on there when he decided to,
Because full circle means I'm a good writer. I love the complaint you had last night when we were watching it, where it's literally like what $2 app are you using where it just says purge in giant fucking letters, purge facility.
Purge facility.
In freaking big bold letters, and it's like the worst font, and it's just like a big button.
But like, who the fuck keeps like a Predator level bomb just in front of everybody?
No, yeah.
Like, they wouldn't have been able to put that on the thing if it wasn't there.
Marvel is rolling over in its grave, despite not being dead, because they do a post-credits ripoff. The movie ends.
Yeah, but it's not even fully post-credits.
No, it's literally, they half-assed it, you're right. It's literally like one, paragraph's worth of names. Like a minute.
Yeah, and then it cuts.
And we set up Jill looking totally different. I actually had to ask him if that was Sienna Guillory.
Pretty sure it was.
And it is. And they rip off 5 to basically end this.
Yeah, with the blonde Jill. With, again, no reason, just
it wasn't supposed to end that way. That's why it was in the end credit scene. Found that out afterwards. Supposed to end in a happy moment with Alice on Arcadia giving hope to everybody. But no, they decided to make this a shit
ruin that
ending.
immediately.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to point out, at the end, right before we even see that, Luther's still alive.
Yeah,
we watched
there's
him
no reason
get
for this.
dragged away by the zombie.
Also,
He's dead.
seen this movie 2 or 3 times. This is the first time I noticed it. When the plane explodes with the copter explodes with Wesker, you actually see a little parachute very faintly.
Yeah.
So leaving themselves open for that. Negotiations were set for Leon to be in this movie.
I think it was in the next one.
He actually did wind up being in the next one. Actually not played by the same guy they were gunning for. 3D was used because Anderson actually liked Cameron's Avatar.
I told you I had so many of those fucking 3D fucking force shots.
This is, I don't know if it's still, but at one point, and at least as far as the research I did, this is the highest grossing Canadian film. And also the highest grossing Resident Evil film.
Canada, be ashamed of yourselves.
Wentworth Miller joked about his character's similarity to his Prison Break's counterpart. That was why I wanted to... Yep.
I called it. I fucking called it.
Larder actually missed 7 episodes of Heroes for this. Probably
That explains a lot.
I was just gonna say, that was probably during that arc where she disappeared for that, like, long burst of episodes and then came back almost helpless. You remember that?
Yeah. What were you thinking?
Mia Jovovich, during filming of this, accidentally shot a $100,000 camera. She literally was not worth hiring. By definition. And then there's all the game references. Let's go through those together, Adam. The Magini, the fight scene between Wesker and the two of them.
And this was the fourth Resident Evil movie, by the way.
The
we were copying what would technically be a game ahead number-wise.
Yeah, touche. The eyeglasses scene. The
eyeglasses.
I don't know why I said
glasses?
yeah, sunglasses. I don't know. I'm 80. Sorry. Kill. The bugs.
The bug shit.
Yeah, the bug parasite things.
That was literally only on Jill in the game, but now it's on fucking everybody. And
Claire, yeah, apparently Claire got it.
And they didn't explain what it does to them, so it's like... In the game, it's explained that it slightly heightens your agility and your strength, but it also puts you under control.
The weird one. They went to... he was so not crisp, but they went to the reference of having his fucking the random fingerless gloves. Yeah, there's a shit ton of references. We're gonna take that time to move on. Once again, as far away from here as possible. Anderson, I'm gonna have PTSD because of you. I used to think all movies were good. If you can, click the link below. We'll see you next week. It'll tell you what we're doing next week. And, yeah, if you can, like, comment, subscribe, be a little bit more vocal, as we mentioned. And, yeah, just, I've been the JJ. He's Craft!
No, I'm the Agent Smith ripoff in a fucking trench coat.
Okay, I don't think we've ever done this before, but before we even go off, I want to give one final fact. This movie has so much with the Matrix. And then it all winds up becoming a simulation.
Yeah.
This is the Matrix.
I made fun of it, saying he's like a combination of Neo and Agent Smith and fucking Resident Evil 5.
Uncanny.
From his appearance. But like in the movie, it's even worse because of what happens later.
Yeah.
The 5 was shitty Resident Evil, but it was a fun game and it was a quality, solid action movie. More so than this action movie.